Hello, I'm Austin, and today I want to talk about Dishonored. Dishonored released back in 2012 and became one of my favorite games of the year. In fact, it became one of my favorite games of all time. I absolutely adored it at the time. The atmosphere was incredible, the gameplay was perfect. The atmosphere and gameplay were a perfect combination. That was over a decade ago. Games have changed, evolved. Does Dishonored still hold up today? So I'm gonna replay the game. I'm gonna see if it still holds up today. So come with me while I revisit Dunwall and let's see if Dishonored is as fun as I remember it. Dishonored follows the story of Corvo, the bodyguard of the Empress of Dunwall. After an attack by paranormal assassins, the Empress is killed, her child kidnapped, and Corvo jailed and forced to take the blame. Thankfully, not everyone believes Corvo is guilty. A resistance group managed to rescue Corvo from prison, where he then stops being a bodyguard and uses his skills to become an assassin instead. The career path of any good bodyguard. He works with his resistance group to rescue Emily, the heir to the Empire, to put her rightfully in control. To do this, he targets people with knowledge and power, those who plotted to murder and take control of the struggling empire. And it is a struggling empire. A plague ravages, killing those infected or turning them into weepers. Weepers are sick civilians who have lost all control. They are aggressive and will attack anything that moves. This is a tall task for anyone, but Corvo has an ace up his sleeve, a strange entity known as the Outsider. He has granted him incredible powers to help even the odds. The story is simple on the surface, but hits all the right notes. Simple act of a stealth tutorial being done by playing hide and seek with Emily helps make it so easy to connect to the character. I really wanted to rescue and protect her. The story also offers several twists to keep you on your toes. I won't go into too much detail here because I really do want you to go and play the game. So the story does hold up. I kind of expected that. But this is a video game. Does the gameplay still hold up? Dishonored is a stealth-focused MSIM by Arcane who, sadly, was recently closed down by Microsoft. That's not frustrating at all. To put it simply, that means it is a stealth game that offers a degree of player freedom rarely seen in the genre. If you're familiar with Deus Ex, Prey, and System Shock, it is similar to those titles. My preferred playstyle is stealth. Going back and playing it again, I still love stealth. That's really saying something because I have ADHD and my ability to handle stealth in games have suffered with age. I'm old, I'm tired, and my brain won't shut up. Stealth is hard. Dishonored just offers so many options. I never felt the slowness that usually holds back stealth games for me. Being able to teleport around, slow and stop time, and possess animals keeps the pace going through the large levels. You can play the same level over and over and find new paths each time. When playing stealth, Dishonored has so few moments where you're just waiting for a path to open up. Instead, the game offers freedom for the players to create their own path. There isn't one correct solution. It's only the solution you come up with. And that is even mentioning the tools at your disposal. For non-lethal, you have sleep darts so you can use the crossbow for long-range stealth takedowns. If you want to kill, you have regular bolts, incendiary bolts, grenades, traps that literally rip enemies into pieces, and of course, your gun and sword. And then there are the runes scattered around the levels that allow you to power up your different abilities, or the bone charms that have a variety of effects, such as increasing health or allowing Corvo to move faster, to help establish your playstyle. Corvo is a trained bodyguard. While I personally view Dishonored as a stealth game, Corvo is far from defenseless if he is caught. You can take down enemies fast and loud whenever you want. It can get difficult, however. It's easy to get surrounded and the enemies have some high-level tech at their disposal, such as wall of lights that block off areas and kill everything not authorized, and tall boys that are robotic suits with long legs and powerful weapons and defensive capabilities. If you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you can turn some of this tech to your side. Using a rewire tool, you can turn walls of light to ignore you or even against your enemies, so it'll just burn them alive. That said, you may not want to get your hands too dirty. Dishonored features different endings depending on how much chaos you cause. Killing everyone you see will cause chaos, which causes more rats and weepers to appear and gives you a darker ending. If you avoid killing, then you get a better ending, but your options are a tad more limited and it can be more difficult. After all, your mission doesn't just become find, kill the target, then escape. You will have to do some extra work to figure out ways to get rid of your target while keeping them alive. Personally, non-lethal is the only way I play this game. That doesn't mean I'll never kill, but I do try to at least keep the main targets alive. It's simply more interesting and just gives me another excuse to explore the wonderful level design. Speaking of, Dishonored features some of the best level design, hands down. The levels are large and dense, they feature so many hidden paths, secrets, and side content that it's genuinely insane. They just ooze atmosphere, and Dunwall is genuinely one of my favorite locations in gaming. Despite it being plague-ridden, it feels real and alive like very few games achieve. You can play this game 10 times and find something you missed every time. You never have to take the same path, there's always another option, even if it isn't obvious. You can blink and climb up rooftops to find a window, or you can possess a fish and swim through a vent to enter a location that way. This is easily the biggest standout for Dishonored. Even over a decade later, I'm not sure another game has come close to being as perfectly designed. Feels like no space is wasted, everything is here for a reason. It really makes me appreciate and miss level-based games. Every AAA game just wants to be this huge open world, but that just lacks this intricate design you see in these levels. Any single level of Dishonored puts most of these open world games to shame. These levels are part of why I find it to be such an excellent stealth game. Exploring different paths is exciting. It makes going for Ghost, where you aren't detected at all, such a joy. It is a puzzle with multiple solutions that rewards you with money and items for exploring the different solutions. The levels also do a wonderful job of making Dunwall feel like a connected city. You can see future levels from off in the distance, and it gives the world a sense of cohesiveness. You also occasionally revisit locations so you can see how security has increased. This is a great way to show progression of time, while also showing your actions have consequences and the enemy will respond. This incredible level design also works really well to show off the world and lore of Dishonored. Yep, no game is perfect. Dishonored has flaws. Like, it would be nice if there were a few more non-lethal weapons and powers. It kinda sucks that a lot of the weapons and powers are pretty useless if you're doing a non-lethal stealth run. The power to automatically get rid of bodies is kinda cool, but it only works if you kill the targets, and I generally don't want to do that. I genuinely don't have anything else of substance to add here. Dishonored is genuinely as close to a perfect video game I have ever played. It may very well be my favorite video game of all time. That's a hard call though, because I'm finicky and I change my mind every 5 minutes. You know what? In fact, Dishonored sucks. I can see some people having an issue with the sword combat. It isn't the most engaging first-person melee combat I've experienced. It can be a bit clunky at times, though I find it good enough for the purpose it serves. I use it as a secondary in case things go really bad with stealth. It isn't my primary way of playing, but if you want to go through the levels just ignoring stealth and charging at every enemy, you certainly can, but I could see that not being as enjoyable. I don't think the sword combat is quite good enough to be the primary way to engage with enemies. I also don't know if it counts as a flaw because I absolutely love it, but all the characters are hideous. It's amazing. Find it incredibly endearing. Just look at this long-headed freak. I want to give him a little kiss on his disturbingly long forehead. Mwah. Dishonored remains a fantastic experience. It holds up even better than I expected. I figured it would still be good, but I've definitely revisited games that I used to love that just don't hold up. I also never expected the level design to still, to this day, be world class. I think it's still the standard for every stealth and MSIM game. I would like some more stealth and pacifist focused powers and tools, but I still never felt like I was lacking options. I'm just selfish. I want even more. If the worst I can say about a game is that I want more of it, then you know it's an absolute classic. The level design is some of the best you can find in video games. The atmosphere is perfect, the story is engaging and has solid character moments. Dishonored is amazing. It's as simple as that. So is Dishonored as good as I remember? No. It's even better. I knew Dishonored was fun. I went in expecting to enjoy it. Said I expected to notice the way it's aged, and video games have just changed over time. I thought I would notice more flaws. And then all I really notice is all the ways it still stands above its peers. That's not to say other MSim and stealth games haven't been great, they have, but Dishonored's combination of character and atmosphere just makes it one of the best. Its level design is still unmatched. I can't stress enough how incredible it is to explore Dunwall, meet all these characters, collect all the items. It offers everything I love about a video game, and it's incredibly fun to play too. No game is perfect, and I won't say Dishonored is, but I will say it's about as close to perfect as you can get. Arcane had a clear vision here and hit a home run. I hope you will go and give Dishonored a chance. Even if you're not usually into stealth games, Dishonored is in a class of its own and you really should try it. Please, leave a like and subscribe and let me know what you think of Dishonored in the comments. Or just talk about your favorite video games. I'd love to hear more about great video games. With that, have a great day.